The Supreme Court curbed the Environmental Protection Agency's ability to broadly regulate carbon emissions from existing power plants, a major defeat for the Biden administration's attempts to slash emissions at a moment when scientists are sounding alarms about the accelerating pace of global warming. In addition, the court cut back agency authority in general, invoking the so-called major questions doctrine, a ruling that will impact the federal government's authority to regulate in other areas of climate policy, as well as regulation of the Internet and worker safety. The decision issued Thursday will send shockwaves across the federal government, threatening agency action that comes without clear congressional authorization. The ruling was 6-3. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote the opinion for the conservative majority, with the 3 liberal justices dissenting. Roberts said that our precedent counsels skepticism toward EPA's claim that the law empowers it to devise carbon emissions caps based on a generation-shifting approach. Under our precedents, this is a major questions case, Roberts wrote, adding that there is little reason to think Congress assigns such decisions to the agency. Steve Vladeck, CNN Supreme Court analyst and professor at the University of Texas School of Law, said the ruling could be cataclysmic for modern administrative law. For a century, the federal government has functioned on the assumption that Congress can broadly delegate regulatory power to executive branch agencies. Today's ruling opens the door to endless challenges to those delegations, on everything from climate change to food safety standards, on the ground that Congress wasn't specific enough in giving the agency the power to regulate such major issues, Vladeck said. Regarding the EPA, Roberts wrote that capping carbon dioxide emissions at a level that will force a nationwide transition away from the use of coal may be a sensible solution. But it is not plausible that Congress gave EPA the authority to adopt on its own such a regulatory scheme under the law. Writing separately, Justice Neil Gorsuch emphasized the court's move to limit agency power, which he considers unaccountable to the public. While we all agree that administrative agencies have important roles to play in a modern nation, surely none of us wishes to abandon our republic's promise. Justice Elena Kagan, writing for the dissenters, sounded the alarm about global warming and said that the court's decision strips the EPA of the power Congress gave it to respond to the most pressing environmental challenge of our time.